It was all a dream on the scene, making mean.
Then I came along and changed everything.
From ciphers to diapers,
Green jiggly
but the
bean.
grind don't stop.
We just got a bigger team.
All the way to the top.
Mom, what does that mean?
The time is now or never. We the
are
dream team.
How can I get paid for this?
What's up, guys? It's your girl, Larry Kane, aka Nene, aka whatever it is that you want to call me. Back with my girl,
Baby Kane.
aka,
Smalls.
aka,
Corey.
aka.
Whatever you want to call me.
Yes, and today we are back because last night we had the pleasure of watching.
Descendants.
We got the pleasure of watching Descendants 2. You guys turned us on to this and we are so grateful. We got to check out the music video
And
for
there's
What's
also
My Name?
Uma.
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 We got
And
to check.
Uma's bad. Right?
Yeah, we got to check out the music videos for Uma, What's My Name, and then also How to Be Wicked or something of that effect by Mal. And we absolutely fell in love with it, right? And you guys hit us up and suggested that we check out
And
the
they
actual
gave us
movie.
the apples.
Yes, so we're going to go ahead and talk about the movie because we got to watch it yesterday. This is actually our first time watching it. Neither one of us has actually seen Descendants 1, but we are going to go check it out. Although I'm kind of nervous because I'm hearing it's nowhere as good as part 2. Absolutely love part 2 for so many reasons, but we're going to go ahead and sum up what happened in the actual movie. So basically, I think her name is Mal or Mel, I don't know, but she is from the Isles, which is where all the villain kids are. And I'm guessing in part 1, the prince actually had the opportunity to select 4 kids to come over to live over there. Somewhere within the midst of that, he fell madly in love with Mal. She has all this pressure on her to basically change her ways and become this royal princess, which she feels like she has no idea on how to do. And she's actually been banned, not really banned, but they're kind of suggesting, I guess, she shouldn't be able to use magic and just kind of lead this normal life. But she feels like she's unable to, and she's caught up, and she actually gets into this fight with her soon-to-be husband, I guess, because he's going to be king and she's going to be queen. But yeah, he catches her using magic. He kind of goes off on her. She expresses just how hard it really is. And remember, she made the big feast, the big dinner for him? And then she did a spell and she turned it back into what it really was. What was it? Wasn't it a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
Yeah.
Then you tell me, I like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I had to actually stop the movie and go make her a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So, yeah. So then after she does that, she decides that she just doesn't fit in and it's way too hard to try. So basically, what does she do next?
They fight it in
Where does she go back to?
To the pirate land.
The pirate land. She goes back to Isles. She basically feels as if she can't fit in, so she goes back to her old ways. She goes there. Right?
Yeah.
And then her best friend, who I cannot remember her name for the life of me, and I tried Googling on here, but it was not successful. Let me try uno más. Let me see. Mouse. Best.
Remember you have it on that?
Hold on. And Descendants.
What did that mean?
2. That's the name of the movie, girl.
Pooped.
Let me see.
They have a video.
Oh, they didn't. They brought up everything else. Okay, so let's do it this way. Bam, y'all. I think I got it out.
Descendants.
Cast. There we go. Okay, Evie, there we go. Her best friend Evie basically finds this note that she's left, and it basically says, like, you know what? I'm trying. It's not working. I'm better off just going back to my roots where I belong. So she winds up returning back. She then goes and she lets Carlos know. She lets Jay know, and then she also lets. Well, originally I believe she goes and she tells. What's the damn prince's name, you guys?
That what Puma looks like?
Yeah. Ben. I think his name is Ben. Is it Ben? Is that the prince?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So she goes back and she lets Ben know. And they decide they must go back and rescue her. Of course, Evie's not going to let him go back there. He has no idea how that land is ran and just kind of how shiftless it is. So they break out into this musical. Did you like the musical? And they're basically trying to teach him how to be bad. And they go about this journey. They go there. They discover Mal. And they're trying to convince, well, he's trying to convince her to come back.
Are we going to
but
watch it?
she kind of, hold on. We already watched it. Want to watch it again?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. So he basically tries to convince her.
On here.
Okay. He basically tries to convince her that he's sorry, come back, da-da-da. She doesn't go for it. He winds up going back down the stairs of like their little hideout or whatever. Basically, long story short, they wind up being captured by some of Uma's basically like mates or pirate guys or whatever. He becomes missing. They go back, they let Mal know, and then there's this big problem. She runs into Uma. Uma basically says, you have to get me fairy godmother's wand in return for your husband. So she then goes back with her friends. They return back to like the mainland or whatever. I don't have a cookie. You're so random.
Cookie.
Sorry. I didn't know it's going to be that hard. She goes back to like the mainland. And when she goes back to the mainland, they have to go they make a fake wand. And they're thinking they're going to be able to convince her doing that. During the time frame when Uma and she basically has been held captive, Uma kind of expresses to him that she was hurt that she didn't get the opportunity to go over to the mainland or whatever the hell it's called and kind of lead this life that everybody else got to lead. And it really opened up the prince's eyes, kind of just showed him that he didn't realize. He knew how big his decision was for those who he chose to come, but he didn't realize how much his decision affected those who did not get chosen to come, which kind of made me have this soft spot for Uma. I felt like, yes, she might have been a bad girl, but it wasn't in a negative way. It was more of like a hurt child looking for love and affection. So then they basically they get this wand. It's fake. Uma discovers that it's fake. This big battle breaks out, so on and so forth. They wind up battling these pirates, which is ridiculous and totally crazy. These kids did a really great job as far as visuals and like keeping up with dance moves and like doing their own like little stunts or whatever. Then they go back to the homeland. There's this big ball that's coming up, and Mal returns back with them. She actually does not stay on the aisle. She goes back. They get all dressed up, all fancy or whatever. Her friends convince her like, hey, just be who you are. We're not trying to ask you to be more than who you are. If this dude doesn't love you for who you are, then he's not worth it. Which is definitely bro, you broke it. Which is definitely a lesson for everybody. If he doesn't love you for who you are, then damn it, you walk away. But he goes back. They get all dressed up for this big ball. They're announcing her. She comes out. She does this beautiful dress that her best friend Evie has made. Put a little twist on it so you can see that she's not all princess. She has some aisles in her. Definitely cool. And then that is when Ben does the unthinkable. Ben then comes down the stairs and asks everybody to wait a second as he introduces somebody else. He introduces Uma. Uma then comes out in this beautiful gown and everybody is in awe and shock. I'm sitting there like, what? Uma? Okay, part of me is like, oh, he decided to go back and help Uma. And then they like take hands and he's like, I'm sorry I have to do this to you, Mal, but you're right. I don't love you. I love her. And I'm just like, wait, what? The whole time I'm watching this, I'm like, bruh, this has to be a dream. She's going to wake up. This is not really happening. But it really happened. It continued. But long story short, we wind up finding out he was underneath a spell. This big fight breaks out between everybody. Not everybody, between Mal and them. And they transform into like these big creatures. Mal turns into like this, like a dragon almost, right? Was that be like a dragon? I'm guessing like a dragon. And then Uma turned in. Bro, you're breaking it. Move. Hi. And then Uma turns into a stop. And then Uma turns into an octopus like her mother Ursula. So they have this big battle. They're going back and forth. They're like a cat fight basically. Ben jumps in the water. Goes out there and he's like, stop, like, no. And he kind of like tries to pull Uma over and like, bruh, I'm sorry. He don't say bruh, but he's like, I'm sorry, I did this to you. Like, we can change this. You can come over. I'm sorry, da-da-da. And he like puts his hand out and he wants her to come and she drops the ring. This is like this ring, I'm guessing, symbolized like who he was going to marry because originally Mal had it, but then she wound up returning it. And then somehow within the midst of being like under a spell, he gave it to Uma. And Uma basically drops this in his hand and is like, you know what? This will never be over. Never. So Uma winds up going back. They go back to their like lovely life or whatever. And it's so crazy because he actually created this picture of them. And in the picture, she was wearing this totally different type of dress, which after everything was said and done, that's what the dress she was wearing at the very, very end. Pretty cool. I absolutely love this. Kind of took me down memory lane for myself. I used to be a really big Disney fan. prior to Netflix, which kind of consumes my life. I don't even watch cable anymore. But I did this night for this. But definitely dope. For those who do not know, it aired on multiple channels. You guys were the ones who turned me on to that. It literally aired on like Disney has like 5 channels, but all the Disney channels, ABC, and a couple of more, which means you definitely have the opportunity to check it out. It's been airing constant rotation. So if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. I absolutely loved it. I love the musicals. Some people even are comparing it to like Hamilton type style. I've yet to see Hamilton, but I can definitely see some references in there. I love how urban it was, how hip and trendy it was. I remember at one point, all of Disney songs, at least to me, they were kind of corny and cheesy. I feel like the more that Disney kind of does their research, whoever's in charge of their research department, they're definitely on their A game, and they're definitely able to grab the attention of a new audience, people who may not be able to technically relate to the more cheesier songs. They're definitely coming in. Uma rapped and so did Mal. I was so excited to see that brought in there. You know, hip hop sometimes just get this negative connotation, and a lot of people don't like to bring it in or even involve it when there's children involved. But that's what people are listening to these days. So I think it's dope that they decided to take that extra leap and add that in there. Corey, what was your favorite part? I know I'm talking a lot. I'm just trying to get you guys to adjust to the movie.
I like Uma the best.
Shoot, you like Uma? I like Uma too. It definitely ended like there's gonna be a part 3.
I like the other girl.
Who, Mal? The girl with the purple hair?
Yeah.
Oh, another favorite character of mine was Dizzy. She was just so sweet and so cute, and I kind of felt bad for her. She was so humble though. She was one of those characters who was like, I really want to do this, but this is what I'm going to be, and this is where I'm going to be. But at the end, Evie actually talked to Ben, and it sounds like he was going to bring her over and a bunch more. So super excited to see part 3. Are you excited to see the next one? Thank you guys once again for turning us on. We would have never known if it was not for you. Make sure you go check it out if you have not already. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe and turn on notifications. And until next time, guys.
Peace out. We out of here.
We out of here.